Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Stories for Beginners. On this channel, stories become your teacher. We practice with the shadowing technique, listen carefully, then repeat after me. Copy my voice, my speed, and my feeling. This trains your brain to think in English instead of translating. Today's story is called I Got Lost in Florida. You will practice real English for getting lost, asking for directions, reading signs, using maps, and staying calm in busy places like airports, stations, beaches, and theme parks. Stay until the end, and you will feel your English grow step by step. Are you ready? Let's begin. Wrong exit at the airport.
My name is Anna Psa. I arrived at Miami International Airport in the afternoon. I followed a crowd toward an exit with a big sign. I thought it was the train to downtown. It was only the parking garage. I looked around and felt confused. I took a deep breath and said, "It's okay. Ask for help." I walked back inside to find an information desk.
Asking for the train.
I said, "Excuse me, where is the metro rail to downtown?" The staff pointed left and said, "Follow the green signs." I repeated, "Green signs to metro rail. Thank you." I followed the arrows and checked each board carefully. At the ticket machine, I chose a day pass. I kept the receipt in my wallet as a backup. I stood by the map and counted my stops. I set a phone alarm for my destination.
Missed, stop, wrong direction.
I watched the city slide by like a movie. I forgot to count the stations. The door beeped and closed before I stood up. My stop was gone behind me. I got off at the next station to change direction. A sign said northbound and southbound in 2 arrows. I checked the map again with my finger. I whispered the station name twice to remember it.
Hotel address, confusion.
I reached my stop and walked to the street. I typed my hotel name into the map app. There were 2 hotels with almost the same name. One was on Collins Avenue. One was on Collins Court. I chose the wrong one and walked for 10 minutes. The lobby looked different from the photos. I asked the clerk to confirm the address.
Clear confirmation saves time.
The clerk smiled and checked my reservation. She said, "Your booking is Collins Avenue, not Collins Court." I repeated slowly, "Collins Avenue, number 1420. She drew a simple map on a small card. She marked a cafe on the corner as a landmark. I thanked her and followed the card. Landmarks made the route feel easy. I reached my correct hotel calmly.
Beach path maze.
Near sunset, I walked to Miami Beach. There were many side paths with similar palm trees. I left the main sidewalk for a quiet path. The signs disappeared behind the bushes. I could hear waves but could not see the ocean. I used the compass on my phone and turned east. The air smelled like salt and sunscreen. The boardwalk appeared in front of me.
Storm detour.
Dark clouds rolled over the ocean fast. Lifeguards raised a red flag for strong surf. A loudspeaker said, "Storm approaching. Clear the beach." I followed the crowd toward a public shelter. The rain began with big drops on warm sand. I checked my offline map for bus stops. I waited under a roof until the lightning passed. Safety came first, not the perfect sunset.
Wrong bus, right question.
I saw a bus with my street name on the screen. I jumped on quickly and tapped my pass. After 3 stops, the scenery looked unfamiliar. I asked the driver, "Does this route go to Collins Avenue?" He said, "Different Collins. You need the S line." He pointed at the transfer stop 2 blocks ahead. I pressed the bell and thanked him for the tip. One clear question saved 30 minutes.
Little Havana turnaround.
The next morning, I went to Little Havana. I followed music and the smell of coffee. I took a side street to explore murals. The alleys twisted behind small shops. I turned twice and lost the main road. I asked a vendor, "Which way back to KL Ocho?" He pointed and said, 2 blocks, then left. I repeated his words and found the street.
Everglades meeting point mix-up.
I booked an Everglades tour online. The meeting point had 2 similar entrances. I waited at the wrong gate for 20 minutes. I called the company and spoke slowly. I said, "I think I am at the north entrance." The agent replied, "Your group meets at the south entrance." I followed her step-by-step directions calmly. I arrived before the boat departed.
Orlando train platform puzzle.
I took the train to Orlando for a day trip. The station had 2 platforms with similar numbers. I stood on platform B when I needed platform A. An announcement was fast and unclear to me. I asked a staff member to repeat slowly. He pointed at the signs above my head. I crossed the bridge and reached the right place. I boarded with 1 minute to spare.
Theme park path tangle.
The map showed rides, shows, and restrooms. The paths curved like a maze under bright signs. I aimed for a show at 11 o'clock. I took a shortcut that became a long loop. I asked a guide, "Fastest route to the theater." She drew a line on my paper map. She said, "Follow the blue umbrellas." I reached the theater before the doors closed.
Kennedy's Space Center shuttle confusion.
The shuttle pickup had 2 lanes, one for tours and one for employees. I queued in the wrong lane quietly. The driver asked to see my badge. I laughed and said, "Tourist, not staff." He kindly redirected me to the public bus. I checked the sign that said Visitor Center. I waited on the correct side this time.
Tampa transfer trap.
I tried a West Coast beach in the afternoon. The bus app showed a quick transfer in Tampa. My first bus was slightly delayed by traffic. I missed the connection by 1 minute. I looked for the information counter. The clerk marked an alternative route on my map. It was slower, but steady. I reached the beach at golden hour.
Clearwater exit mix-up.
The beach had 2 exits with similar names. I followed the wrong exit toward a parking lot. My return bus stop was on the other side. I asked a lifeguard for the shortest path. He said, "Use the boardwalk and the pedestrian bridge." I repeated, "Boardwalk, then bridge," and moved quickly. I arrived 5 minutes before the bus. I felt proud of the calm fix.
Night return and gate change.
Back in Miami, I headed to my gate. The screen flashed a last-minute gate change. 3 flights shared similar city names. I matched the flight number carefully with my ticket. I asked the agent, "Is this flight to Atlanta, connection to home?" She confirmed with a nod and a smile. I set a 10-minute alarm for boarding. I stayed near the correct gate until the first call.
Security recheck surprise.
A random recheck line opened near my gate. An officer asked for my ID and boarding pass. I stayed polite and answered each question clearly. He said, "Thank you. You can proceed." I walked back to the seating area and relaxed. Unexpected checks are normal in big airports. Calm manners move you forward faster. A short breath can reset your mind.
Water and landmarks.
I refilled my bottle at a station by gate H12. I marked the nearest restroom on the airport map. I chose a landmark near my gate to avoid confusion. It was a bookstore with a bright blue sign. I told myself, if I get turned around, find the blue sign. Landmarks kept me anchored in a crowded place. Simple habits reduce small mistakes. Small habits protect big plans.
What getting lost taught me.
Florida taught me to slow down before I move. It taught me to repeat directions out loud. It taught me to confirm street names with numbers. It taught me to use landmarks as memory hooks. It taught me to ask for help early, not late. It taught me to keep offline maps ready. Getting lost is a teacher with a soft voice. If you listen, you learn fast.
The clear sentence habit.
A clear sentence opens a clear path. Excuse me, which exit goes to the bus stop? Could you repeat the directions more slowly, please? So that's platform A, then the bridge, then left. Is this the shuttle to the visitor center? I practice each question twice in a calm voice. I pack the sentences into my daily travel kit. I carry them from city to city.
Great job today. You listened, repeated, and shadowed each line with me. I got lost in Florida shows that calm questions, clear confirmations, and simple landmarks can turn confusion into confidence. Shadowing works the same way. One line at a time, your English becomes smooth and natural. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to English Stories for Beginners for more shadowing practice. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. One page, one story, one step your English will grow. Thank you for learning with me. See you in the next video.